Hey guys, thanks for clicking and welcome to our first episode of Behind the Scenes and Meet the G's. I'm Kelsey, the voice of Grammar with Two G's, here with Kate, the art of our whole production.
Hello.
Yes. Something that I find really interesting about our whole channel is the fact that I will create the lyrics and just send them to Kate with no context. She just hears what I say and she has to put down what she thinks. But the funny thing is I'll go back and watch it and be like, that's not exactly what I thought you were gonna do, but it actually works. And so today we're gonna talk about the differences between what she actually put down in the video versus what I thought she might put down in the video. We thought it would be a cool idea.
Okay, so we are watching, right now you're seeing the animation process of no and no, our video on the difference between the two no's. Go ahead and tell them what you thought.
I was thinking that it would be like the guy, like our little robot pointing to his head when it's like to know, because there are thoughts up there, and then no, and he'd shake his finger in front of his face. So I don't think we're super far off with how it ended up being.
Yeah.
So we're pretty good with that.
Spot on.
Yeah.
We're two great minds. Yeah, is that the
Great
same?
minds think alike.
Great minds, not too great.
I mean, two great minds. Honestly, though, if we ever switched our jobs, if we ever switched roles, I feel like we should do this at some point when we get, really big. I don't know, I'm gonna have to start practicing with the art. I did just get a flip-a-clip, and, I unlocked all the stuff, and I started practicing. I have, 2 solid frames. I don't know if it's gonna amount to anything, but...
Yeah, you should see my first animations and flip-a-clip. They're something.
Is this still at the part where it's no, no, and no, to know?
Yeah, I think so. It is going really slow, but
okay.
I don't know. Okay, this is making the bed.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking for these would be, pretty straightforward. I know how to make my bed. I know how to tie my shoes. It would show them making their bed, show them tying their shoes. And then the thing about I know my school bus comes at 7 o'clock, I didn't have a real picture of what I thought that was going to look like. So when I saw the clock and the school bus passing in the window, I thought that was so genius. I was like, dude, she really tied that together.
Nice. I honestly felt like I was kind of doing the least on that one, because really? I was just literally the clock was at 6:59 and then I just switched it to 7, and the only thing that changed when it hit 7 was that the bus was there. And, I was just you know what? I feel like this is an accurate representation of what it's like to wait for your school bus inside your house, so...
I mean, as a bus driver, that student would have been left.
For sure. I realized that after I did it. I was like, dang, this person is not going to school today, but...
No, our number one rule is literally, we do not wait for students inside the house.
We didn't even explain how you're a bus driver and I work at a school.
BT dubs. I'm a bus driver and Kate is a paraeducator, so...
Yeah.
And if you want to learn more about it, you can just bother us, and if we get a ton of comments about it, we will do a video to let you know how this all came about. I think right now we are at the part where it's I know things can break so I don't kick rocks, and I thought of a window. I didn't have all the stuff set in my mind, but I also didn't know how you're gonna do this week. Wednesday is a half day.
Oh yeah, that one, the half day one, I definitely was just you know what, I don't even know how to do it, so I just put it as what it is on our calendar. It's just the
slash day
is split in half.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And the funny thing when I said, and I know there's 31 days in the month of May, I was 50% sure that there were 31 days in the month of May. So I put that in there. And I was like, oh, I gotta check that really quick. And then I forgot to check it. I sent it to you. You had already made the videos and everything. And when I was watching at the end, I was like, oh my god, are there really 31 days? And I was Alexa, are there 31 days in the month of May? And she was like, there are 31 days in the month of May.
Good. Because honestly, I would have kept writing it anyway, even if I hadn't seen it. I was just when I animate, I just kind of animate on autopilot a little bit, because I draw all of the images first. So if it wasn't a thing, I would have just been drawing off of what I was drawing, and only, I wouldn't even look at the calendar.
Oh my goodness. So, that's too funny. I love how you did the part where it was like they were realizing slowly that their project was due today. I was like, that was so good. Like the way that her face, like you saw it changing, like she was like, oh gosh, I'm in deep doo-doo. It was so good. Like it was so good.
Thank you. I just that part was like comic book for me, and I don't know why, but a lot of my animations have that pose in it where like it's just like the character really big with their head on their hands on their head.
I love it. It's like the signature for you, I think.
Hilarious.
But yeah, it really definitely adds some comedic relief.
Yeah, the best part about that was the cutoff. Like Kelsey did that audio just like perfect. She edited it so perfectly to the point where like the cutoff was just like, oh no, you know what, like that was just so funny. I like when I heard it, I was like, there's no way I can drop this, and she re-recorded the audio and everything, and I was like, no, I gotta keep this part in there.
That's too funny. Honestly, this one, out of all of the ones we've done so far, this is the one I've recorded so many times. I think I had like 32 takes because while recording this one, so this one and the last one, I had like a sinus infection that was like a full-on, like, the doctor was like, could have turned into pneumonia type deal. It was like coughing up a lung and it was awful. So I was literally like in between each take, like sipping water, taking like sucking this like there's the proof now.
The proof is in the coffin.
There are these like lollipops that I got that are for like soothing sore throats, which was what I had. So I'd be like chugging a little bit of water, sucking a little suck in the throat soother, and then like, okay, let's go again. And I had like low lung capacity, so I kept on like having to stop and be like like
oh no.
So this one is actually a bunch of like takes chipped together because I had to be like, okay, this beginning part was good, but this part I ran out of air and I was just like
oh
so,
no.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell because we were trying to edit the audio together a bit, and we got like most of it, but there's like one part in the beginning you can definitely
tell it was sliced together.
Like, it's okay because it's our like 7th video or maybe.
Yeah.
So
it's alright.
Right.
Yeah, and there were some words I could not pronounce because my nose kept getting so stuffy. Like I had to keep blowing my nose, and like it was just a mess. I was a mess.
Yikes.
But I'm glad it came out and it was okay.
Yeah, it was good. No, seriously, like if anybody can like work through like working through something like that as the person who's like talking the most and not even just talking but like rapping, like dude, like that's some skill for real.
Thanks. I know that during the part, like I wanted this video to not just be like, oh, this is the difference between no and no. I wanted people to like know that no is not a bad word because so many people believe that no is a bad word, but honestly, like the part where I put in it makes sure lack of consent can be heard, like I think that's important for kids especially to know that like they have a right to be like, no, I'm not okay with hugs. I wanted to add a double meaning to this video where kids can be like, oh, this is my body and I don't have to hug somebody if I don't want to. That's just something that was important to me, so I threw it in there, and I thought that Kate like really did a good job at capturing what I was going for. So
I'm glad, because I was really like, at that point I sort of knew, like for some reason our minds really do like complement each other a little bit, because I guess we've been together a very long time, you know, yes, 20 years, so.
20 years.
Yeah. So,
we are sisters, by the way. We're not married.
Yeah, I do realize I made it sound like
I
that.
knew when you paused, you're just like, You're like, what did I say? Okay. The hardest part for me, but I love it, how you did it, was the part where it was like, no parking. This area is subject to towing. No skateboards, no dogs, no littering either. No thank you. I think I prefer neither. Like, the examples, how well you, like, put them on the screen, and, like, I can't get it. Like, it's so good how well you can change the frame to match the sound. Like, how, like, it's on point, like every timing, single time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because so I like go through, and if it's off even by a little bit, I'm like, no, I gotta change that. I gotta change, like, I need like transition like, I usually don't, for these videos at least, I don't use transition frames that much, but if I need one, I'm gonna use it because, like, it's hard for me to be engaged in a video where the timing is off. Yeah. So I can't expect other people to be engaged with something like that. You know what I mean? So
that makes sense.
I've gotta have my game on top as well.
I appreciate that. What part are we at right now?
This is No, We're Not Going.
Okay. No, we're not going. No parking. This area is subject to towing. Okay.
Yeah, that. I kind of gave up on that one. I was about to draw like 20 cars, but I could have just drawn one car and just copied and pasted. But I was just like, you know what? Let's just
That's
do aerial
how it
view.
ended up. No, that ended up being perfect in the video. That's too cool. I honestly didn't even think about all the signs, but when I was doing it, I was thinking about all of the, like, no's, like, all of the things that, like, they're usually signs about them, and I was like, no this, no that, no this, like, so when you did the signs, I was like, that makes so much sense, because in my head, that's what I was going off of, but I wasn't picturing the signs for some reason.
Interesting. That I honestly was thinking of, like, picturing somebody like, drawing somebody who is getting in trouble for doing those things, but at the same time, I was like, that's so much work. Yeah, and also, like, I feel like this illustrates it better. It's like a work smarter, not harder type of thing, and also it just gets the point across a little better.
Yeah, it does, because you could be confused about, like, okay, what's happening, like, here?
So they're doing it though, so can I do it or not?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. We're at the now you know no.
This one I think is I think I prefer neither.
Oh, I think I prefer it. Yeah, and I don't know, that line was just, like, I was honestly just trying to get something to rhyme, but at the same time, I was like, it's okay if someone doesn't want, like, any of something, like, you know what I'm saying, like, so, I was like, it works.
Yeah.
Then this part where I was like, welcome to our no land, our home of no's and no's, where each and every no you choose determines where you go. I was, like, I was honestly thinking of, like, a Dora type scene, where it was like, oh, do you know, like, we need to get to the bakery. Do you know which way we need to get to go to the bakery? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so I was thinking with this part where the sign was, right?
Yeah.
Every time I said something in that next part that was on the, do you know my middle name? Like that, like all the no's that are in there, it would, like, choose a different, like, scenery. So it'd be like, we'd be at a fork at every time, and there would be, like, a path, right? It would be like, oh, do we go left or do we go right? And it's like, we're looking, and then the sentence is played, and it's like, oh, and then it takes us that way, and then you see another scenery, and then it takes us that way, and then that's kind of the thing I had in my head, so
yeah, okay.
This part, I was laughing so hard at it, because I was just like, wait a second, where did the sign
disconnect go? Yeah, no, seriously, I was like, wait, no, because I thought you, when you said our land of no's and no's, I didn't realize you were gonna count every single no in the sentences. I was thinking you were talking about the questions, like that. So I was like, there's only one question, but I can make it work.
That's what you sent me a text, and I was like, what is that? I don't understand. And then I totally forgot about it because I had already read it, but I couldn't respond to it at the time I read it. So I just totally forgot about it. I was like, she'll figure it out. She always does. And then I saw this, and I was like, hey!
That is one time I did not know what you mean.
You did not know. Which no is that? No.
Canal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but overall, I think this one turned out really good. And I'm really proud of how, like, it came out. Like, it was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure, I think. Because, I mean, first of all, I don't know, I don't know about you, but I do know about you, but I definitely would have a hard time, like, coming up with all of those lyrics and, like, making them, like, rhyme and making them sound, like, good and cohesive and everything like that. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that, and she does it once a week. Because we make these videos once a week. We get them out around the same time every day. Not every day. Oh my gosh, that would be a nightmare.
That would be a nightmare.
At the same time every
Sunday.
Yeah, every Sunday. And like she does this every week. Like that is so crazy. Like literally all I do is like not all I do, I guess. Yeah. I do like the visuals and everything, which is like important and all that, but without the lyrics. Sound and the lyrics and everything, it would just, you know.
Honestly, I am the total opposite. Like, I'm looking at what you do, and I'm like, I could never, like, I mean, maybe in, with a lot of practice, but I'm just like, the fact that you can do that so quickly, because sometimes, guys, I will get it here, like, when I was in the heat of my, like, flu-like symptoms, I got her, like, not this video, but the video before that, I think I got it to you, like, on Saturday night, and you still got it out on Sunday from, like, nothing, and I was like, how? I felt so bad, because I was like, this one is late. I honestly was coughing so hard I couldn't even record, like, that week, and so the first time I could record, but ended up being, like, that Saturday night, and I sent it to her, and she still got it out at, like, 4 on Sunday, and I was like, impossible, like, impossible, like, deep, but, every day. Yeah, that's, our thoughts on the video. And hopefully you guys liked it. But before we go, do you want to give them a sneak peek of what they're going to be looking forward to this weekend? Or what video we're going to be putting out this weekend?
I don't think I can. I haven't started.
And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks for watching, and, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for watching.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here with us, and we'll see you in the next one.